Oh, we got a leak over here.
Oh, yeah, we're leaking here too. Fast.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so starting off here, I'm just jointing these edges. My saw didn't do a very good job of keep everything level and flush, so I had to take a little bit off, but it will turn out a lot better in the end, having that flat surface rather than the bowed one that my saw had left. So we're starting off with that. This is my longer of the two desks. I'm joining both of them right now though, but I'm only finishing one desk in this video. As you can see here, I'm just trying to make sure that everything lines up well on these two pours, or these two discs. All right, so we got my table set up here. Garrett came over to help.
I haven't done a thing.
You've helped. And it's not going to be as wide as I wanted it to be. And I'm probably only going to get one pour done today, which is also not what we wanted today. But hopefully this will be good. We're going to cap off the ends. We caulk the bottom. Hopefully it doesn't leak out, because that's going to be an expensive ordeal. But good.
I don't know, I did the rest of them.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't leak out. That's like my biggest concern.
Top of the line equipment, 2 buckets and a frosting spoon thing.
Yep.
But I'm told not to use ever again.
You're not allowed to use them.
Well, I used it to get like cream of mushroom soup out of a can, and apparently it's not for that. So.
Well, that's what I use it for.
I stay next to my grill.
Yeah, just gonna dump them all in. If you say so. Should probably do this on the ground though.
See if I can get that other board set up for you then.
Just in case.
Yep. Oh shit, I can't. You got me clamped down.
You're screwed in now, so you can
Yep.
unclamp it if you have to, but you should tell you.
That one's clamped over here. Look at that color.
Green.
Clear.
It's like 6 drops. How many do you think I need? How much did you put in those? A few drops of color to a 1 gallon resin. So I don't care how black it is, I guess. I want to use black.
Darker than the void.
Yep. Nope.
Oh yeah.
That's probably good. I put a lot in there. That's probably way more than I need, but I don't want to see through it, so.
I will.
That should do it.
See a little cloud forming there.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's black. I'll probably pour on that end, or I'll probably start here, I guess, and then work my way down.
I'm gonna get on that end. Gotta get them money shots, you know.
The hero shot.
Okay.
Don't spill it. Actually, I'll pour it in first and then.
Okay. Yep. I don't know where you got. Oh, you got it off the table. It's got caulk on it. The bucket.
I'm scared. I might need help with this. Only because I know what's going to happen. It's going to run down the bucket and get everywhere.
turn it so we don't get the caulk in our hands instead. Let's set it right here.
Much smarter then.
Not as black as you thought it was. That's all right. Yeah, I'm shaking here, sir.
Oh yeah, doesn't reach that far yet. We almost to the top. Well, I mean, bucket wise, almost to the bottom.
No.
Good thing we set the other one up.
Oh, we got a leak over here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're leaking here too. Fast.
no. Hang on.
Oh, fuck. How bad is it over here?
I need more shims.
Oh no, I don't even know what to do. Good rag.
Just let it go. That's all you can do.
We can probably, wipe it and pop this in.
I think I got this side sealed up. Doesn't seem to be coming out here yet. Does it?
I don't know. This end's still leaking?
Yeah, still coming out. Slower, but
Where's it coming out at?
Leaking here.
right in the center.
Oh.
In the pocket.
Okay. Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, it started more over in this area.
Yeah, let's give me another screw. Give me a
Yeah, she's still coming. Not on the side now.
yeah. I'm gonna have to run it into the
Forward.
yeah.
Go ahead.
We can sand it off, I guess, or fill it. Still coming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3/4 of a pail left. You're gonna have enough to do that one.
Nope. That's fine.
The hair right there. See it?
Yep.
There ain't hair. Is it sealed up down there now?
It looks like it's. There's still some over here, but.
We're still getting some down here as well.
All right, so in the process of making this thing just cracked on me. It's super heated. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. It leaked out a bunch of epoxy, but it's still salvageable. So I've got a router sled here, and I'm planing this down a bit, each side making everything flat, trying to get all the cracks out and everything, and working around what I can. Okay, so I got everything flattened out as you saw the other day, but it left this a little pitted. It kind of chipped it out like diamonds. So here's the plan, okay? Because this desk is testing me. what I'm gonna do is I will sand it down. I can't sand these pits out, they're too deep. I got most of it down here, but they really are. Some of these are just too deep to sand out, I think. It's gonna, by the time I end up clear coating it, min waxing it, whatever, it's gonna look like it's got an epoxy finish on it anyways. So, here's the plan. Plan is, I'm going to sand this down to probably 80 grit, or maybe I'll probably go to 120. So I'll sand both sides, all these edges, except for these edges have to be cut just a little more because they're kind of, if you can see that in the camera, it's a little wonky. This one's the same way because what happened is the wood is fine, the epoxy molded however it wanted to mold, you know, it's gonna happen. But yeah, I'll sand this down to, I hit the top with 40 grit, I'm gonna hit the bottom with 40 grit, and the sides with 40 grit, and then 80 grit, 120 grit. You probably won't see all that because my camera only has 30% battery, but I'll put in what I can. And you can paint epoxy. So Burr's gonna tape all this off and paint it for me. I have tremors, so I do not trust my unsteady hands, but she's gonna paint this black because you can kind of see through it. I know it's like probably on camera and everything it doesn't look like it, but you can definitely see through it. So that's the plan. We're gonna paint it all black, and then I'm going to do epoxy over everything, kind of like I did my table. But the difference is I'm going to sand it down to like a wet sand 400 grit, and then probably clear coat over top of that or wax over top of that and call her good, and they will pop. So let's get started. Honestly turned out really good for what it was. I'll go over it in this video with you, I guess. First of all, I didn't want to see through it, and on camera you probably can't see that clearly. You can see my hand, but like it has some spots. So here's what happened. Okay, I put black dye in it, and I used Total Boat. Hold on, I'm gonna clear you guys off. Total Boat deep set resin, which is supposed to be able to pour up to like an inch and a quarter, inch and a half, whatever. I poured it and it superheated. So basically what that means is I poured it, the epoxy gets really hot, there's a chemical reaction that goes on, and it cracked everywhere, like literally everywhere. So I went back in, I had to fill some spots. Well, okay, I started pouring, it leaked, so I lost a bunch of epoxy. It was expensive, huge waste of money on that. The deep set stuff, in my opinion, is not worth it. Just saying. I'm not saying that Total Boat is a bad product, because I've heard lots of YouTubers and lots of good comments about it, but I think that pouring a quarter, I tried taking too many shortcuts. I think that pouring a quarter at a time is the best way to do it, unless you have like a cooled area that's just on the cusp of like 65 degrees, because this stuff gets really hot, and I mean really hot. So for me, pouring a quarter at a time, quarter inch at a time, is the best way to do it. All right, whatever. So I poured and I put black dye in it. Well, the black dye wasn't as dark as I thought it was gonna be. I didn't want to see through it. I put a bunch, like usually people only use like 6 drops. I put like 14 drops in it. I can still see through it. I didn't want that. So I ended up painting the top, which kind of turned out good and bad. It made it a little darker, but I think I have to paint the bottom, which you're not gonna see the bottom anyways, but I think I'll end up having to paint the bottom because I don't want to see through it. And then when we poured, it cracked obviously, and there was a bunch of stuff on the bottom. I had to level it off. So my dad and I, my dad, I will give him full credit. My dad bought this. I planned on buying one, and he beat me to it. This is a router sled, pretty expensive router sled, and it's made by True Track, I believe. And all it does is it just slides across this and levels things off. That's for another day. That's too tall anyways. It won't fit underneath it. But so he bought that, and it works great. Works phenomenal. I'm trying not to linger too long, but basically I took my slab that was, and you can see how thin it is. It's actually perfect size for a desk, so it worked out good. But it was like 1.5 inches, and now it's down to like 1 inch or 1.25 inches. So all in all, I'm working with the problems I've had, and I'm making another one of these. So I learned my lesson on the first one. Don't take shortcuts, which I should have known, but they weren't necessarily big shortcuts. They were just a little bit of time savers, like the epoxy. If you pour it a quarter at a time, it takes like a month to do, where I figured I could get it done in one pour, wait 15 days or whatever, and let it really, really harden up. But it just messed up my whole project. So I'm getting there, and this looks amazing. What I'm gonna do is, you can see I started sanding down here. I'm gonna, with my hand, sand this down. It actually, I'll agree with my dad, this was probably one of the best pours we've ever done. There's maybe a few bubbles here and there. The only thing is, this is a tip for everybody, and I'll probably put this in another video, or in the other video, but if you're making these river tables and you don't sand the top down and clear coat them or polish them or whatever you're doing, they collect dust like crazy. I don't know if it's a static electricity thing, but my table, I didn't do that on my dining room table, and it collects dust all the time. So what I'm gonna do, sand it down really nice, up to like 220, maybe if my grandpa has 400, I'll do 400 or 500 grit. And then I will wipe it really down good, and then clear coat it, and it will be done. So I don't end up showing you guys in this video, but I hit this with the orbital sander instead of just my hand for, I believe, 40 grit, 80 grit, 120, and 220. Looking back at this, I should have never used 40 or 80. I should have just went with a 120 to a 220 to a 320 to a 420 or a 440 or whatever. I think it's a 420 grit, 400 grit maybe. But looking back on it, I definitely should have done that. So I tried to use clear coat on this. Now, I ended up actually using a Minwax wax. It's a literal wax for finishing tabletops, countertops, that sort of thing. I think it's a product finish is what it's called. The clear coat worked really good on my chairs that I had made in the past, but you could still see a lot of those scratches in this where the wax kind of polished it out a lot better. All right, we are finally wrapping this table up. I got someone to do my legs for me, so thank you, Nick. I will put you in the description. And if you're near me, you can get some stuff welded by him. So he welded me some legs up. I'm gonna measure out probably an inch from the end on each side. Maybe we'll do, I'm trying to think of what's on mine. Maybe 2. We'll see. But I had to make sure that my holes that I had drilled were far enough away from my river so I didn't screw into the epoxy, because that's definitely not what I want to do. So I'm gonna time lapse all this so you don't have to see it and get bored with it, but I'm gonna measure, make sure it's all perfect, and then we're gonna take the stuff from this desk off, which is literally almost everything, so that's great. I gotta clean my desk anyways. And then this one will be going upstairs and Burr will be using it. Burr got a new job tell her congratulations in the comment section. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, that is my finished desk. Legs on, everything. She looks good. I hit it this morning again with 400 grit because all I had the other day was 220, and I wasn't happy with it. I could see swirls in it. 400 was the way to go. Now I'll probably have some comments in the comment section. And I already know. But when I sanded this again this morning, I did like back and forth and then the long way, and then I did swirls on it as far as like circular motions. And that kind of, the circular motions kind of puts swirls in your project, but I just wanted to make sure everything was absolutely hit. And then after I did the swirls, I did the long way again. And there's not a lot of scratches. There's definitely a lot of things I would change with this desk when I originally did it, and I know them now. Good thing, because I have to make another desk. Because there's an L shape that I have here. This one is much longer now, so maybe my PlayStation will fit up there. This one will be shorter, I think, or about the same size as what's here, so that's good. It turned out really good, honestly. If you've watched till this part, you know how much of a struggle this has been for me. This desk has absolutely kicked me and kicked me and kicked me while I was down, and I've salvaged it pretty well. The next one, which I will try to record when we pour and everything, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I will walk you through. I think I've discussed it already on this video, but I'll walk you through it when I do it, because I bet you it'll turn out 1000% better than this one. This one looks fantastic. It really does. You can still see kind of where wax was. It's not that big of a deal for me. And then you can still kind of see where the pits were when I routed it down. My next one won't have that. This one was definitely, like I said, just a pain. I think the only thing that really salvaged this project for me was this top pour that we did. Was hands down the best we've ever done. Like, it really was a great pour. No bubbles, nothing. Like, it was fantastic. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. I will try to edit this literally today and upload it, because I don't have a video for this week, so this will do perfect and everyone will get to see it. And I'm proud with how this one turned out, for sure. It was definitely a struggle from the start, and I'm happy with it now. So I will get these desks swapped out really quickly, and then it will be done. There we go. It's in. Look at that. Come grab you guys quick. Oh, it looks so good. I am obsessed with this. There's a little notch there that isn't a big deal to me. This end was much more crisp and clear, so I wanted this side out, but dang, that looks good. I finally had room for my PlayStation up here, which wasn't a big deal. I made this end table in high school and still have it. It needs to be repaired. I need to sand it down nice and restain it. Poor thing's been beaten and abused, but yeah, it turned out good. I haven't even started the other one, but I can't wait to start that one. And it looks so good. This thing is heavy as hell too, by the way. It is, I'm going to say easily 150. Maybe not that much. I might be exaggerating. It might just be because of how long it is. But yeah, it's pretty heavy. But thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys so much for being here, supporting me for what I do in every single day. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.